My name is Tamara Kitic Yarovoy, and I am a director of demand generation at Vena. Today, I'll be sharing with you 10 tried and true tips for sales and marketing alignment. And this is really in an effort to showcase the impact the alignment can have on the revenue and then organization as a whole. Let me just share my screen and then we can kick it off. So first thing first, one thing that I wanted to mention, and the reason why I'm so passionate about this topic as a whole is I wish I really knew this lesson, some of the lessons that I'll share with you today 5 years ago. So the main goal of this entire presentation is for you to walk away with actionable tips that you can leverage today to really either improve your marketing and sales alignment, maybe get new ideas how to go about it, or if you don't know where to start and you just want to get something going, I'm hoping that this will be kind of a good outline for you to initiate the right alignment in your organization. Currently, as I mentioned, I'm at Vena, and previously at Meltwater as somebody in direct in the Mengen position. Typically, we have a really close alignment with sales, and in the Mengen world, generally speaking, at least in Meltwater and Vena, I was in charge of creating the future demand for the organization and capturing the current. As you can assume, that kind of spread through a lot of initiatives, and tighter alignment with sales meant a lot of sense. Some of the tactical things or approaches that we leverage also between the teams would be like ABM as a whole, which definitely allows the teams to be more in line in terms of who we're targeting, who we're going after, the selection of accounts, and how we're approaching the entire ABM. So I'm very passionate about this topic, again, touching mainly on impacts of the revenue they can have, and I'll share some of that a little bit later with you. One thing that I wanted to say that was shared previously with me is that some of the best demand generation marketers actually come from sales. I started my career, I can't even say started my career, earlier, before I even knew what career is. My parents managed to involve me in some of the sales things and hobbies that they initiated, so I got very familiar with it. And my family kicked off a real estate company back in Serbia, where I'm originally from. So from really early on, before even having a first job and getting my marketing degree, I really understood the impact of sales, which is something that every marketer should really understand and complement it, in a sense that when people or these two organizations or revenue teams work in tandem, including customer success, the organization is the one that benefits the most. Currently, you see me, I just wanted to throw a picture. I consider myself a chef because as somebody who is in a demand gen role, we're always cooking and trying to perfect our recipes. And in a sense, that also ties into the relationship with sales. It's never perfect. It's always really an improvement that we're trying to aim for. In my free time, you'll see me on the beach, and it's my 2-year-old daughter. So that's something a little bit about me that I wanted you to know. Let's then dig in. Sales and marketing by numbers. How does that look like? Why is this even important? So first of all, I just wanted to share here that well-aligned sales and marketing teams drive more than 200% revenue growth for marketing tactics. Additional research also suggests that organizations with aligned departments can achieve up to 38% higher sales win rates, which is tremendous just by aligning departments. And in this case, honestly, we're not touching on sales and marketing, but the way I see it, revenue teams can fold, or in a perfect world, alignment of marketing, sales, and CS, or customer success. One more reason like why this makes sense, and research points out, is companies with like tightly aligned departments reach 24% faster revenue growth and 27% quicker profit growth for 3 years. So very impressive, like what alignment can really do for an organization. And the last piece that I wanted to share with everyone is that companies see an average of 90% faster revenue growth and 50% profitability when sales and marketing teams are actually aligned. But those are some like rare number, like research-driven numbers, which I wanted to share. And obviously, that's just what research says. So instead of just going off of it, I also wanted to share with you the benefits. What are really the benefits? Like, why is this a thing? Why is this a topic? Why is it important? So I wanted to like give you the reasons. An effective partnership between sales and marketing is the #1 success factor attributed to achieving revenue goals. So both teams aligned on the revenue goals. Obviously, this is the one factor that can make it or break it. And then it's something that further reinforces the reason behind the alignment. Next thing is organizations with robust alignment can grow 20% annually. So that definitely adds to it. And according to sales and marketing statistics, when both teams work in coordination, businesses see a 27 faster profit growth. So now, if I don't know a person that would not take the growth aspect of growth profit aspect being a little bit increased. I think we all have steep margins that we are chasing, and sales and marketing both together, CS included as a revenue team, we all feel the sense of the quarterly goals that we are achieving. So if you can achieve it faster, why would you not go for it? So in my world, it just makes perfect sense to do this. Moving into like basically the tips. How do you go about this process altogether? You can find a lot of resources online. The way how I see it is a little bit different. I think commonly a lot of this alignment tips and tricks and how you can go about this, really forget about step #1, and I'll share that with you. That is hiring the right people. What does that really mean? In order for alignment to really work, both sales and marketing teams have to have a good leaders tied to this role. So I can give you an example in terms of what currently happens at Vena. And marketing side, I am director of demand generation, and I am the person who is a marketer, but kind of operates with a sales brain half of the time, which obviously kind of lets me lean onto sales, and I'm seeking that alignment, knowing and understanding the benefits of it. When it comes to sales side, also having a leader who is open to testing new ideas, willing to grow personally and professionally. It really requires a right person in the role to lean on marketing and really be open to ideas. How can we further enhance or expand on sales toolbox? Once the right key holders are in place, again, I can't emphasize this enough, because if you have wrong people in place who cannot really, who are not even willing to align and just want to kind of stop their job at what I call it MQL, at least on the marketing side, and not willing to expand into sales cycle, I really don't see how this can work. So once again, placing an emphasis on hiring right people. The second tip I would like to share here is, obviously, once that's in place, meeting regularly is the thing, or is having some sort of a cadence where communication is exchanged, super important. Once that is in place, then obviously we can start like cracking the things down the funnel, in a sense that we can set our shared goals, that touches really on like revenue, how are we going about this process, what are we trying to accomplish, what's the percentage of revenue contribution being completed by marketing, and what's the percentage of contribution that should be coming from sales. So those are the like in really early conversations that should be initiated. The next thing is just like really continuing that communication and creating a team email or a channel, if that is something that your organization kind of leans on these days. In tandem, obviously, both teams should coordinate content marketing alignment, what's needed, what can be helpful, and I'll tap into a little bit more details and examples on how I go about this later on. So hoping we can surface this point at a later time. Number 6 here, shared reporting and analysis, having a process in place that allows team to review this information. Again, it gets kind of tricky. I just want to kind of emphasize, in a perfect world between revenue teams being marketing, sales, and CS, there should be a team that these teams report into who can, without any bias or hard feelings, really just evaluate the data the way they see it, and then kind of direct the revenue teams in the right direction. So in terms of how that org is shaped, this is how I see it. And it really helps up with reporting analysis and making sure that we are reporting on the same goals. Another thing, this is more number 7, shadowing sales calls. Again, being open-minded. Early in my career, I came out of digital marketing agency, and call tracking was a thing that we offer in addition to PPC and SEO services. In my early days, I really, just by listening to calls, I would get an understanding how our prospects really naming the product and solutions or services that we are going after, and that really can increase the knowledge of the team. So you can either sit on the calls or connect with some of the best reps and ask them to share some of their calls with the team, and allow that growth from both sides. Like, one, marketing initiating the intent and showcasing that there is interest, that please teach us how are we currently selling, and then on the other side is basically marketing digesting information is being shared, identifying opportunities, how we can improve the process, can we assist the sales, what are the information that customers or potential customers, prospects are asking for. The example I can give here is like, let's say G2 or social proof, and how can we really like go through that validation and share the information. So some of these like opportunities sourced a lot of these things can surface from just shadowing sales calls. So I highly recommend it. Point here or tip here, number 8, celebrating marketing and sales wins and expertise. Typically, not every org, but it happens that when the deal comes through, there's emails shared, making sure that we paint the picture on how did marketing help sales and vice versa. When the deals come in, I think it's very important to kind of validate that alignment between the two departments. So if a program assisted in generating that net new prospect or deal company, and the marketing or sales source, just making sure we have the comms coming out internally, emphasizing the alignment between two departments. Tip number 9, organize sales enablement resources. This is like additional layer on top of everything that marketing and sales can do, that can really help drive success between the two teams. So again, this is dependent on if your organization has an enablement team, I am fortunate that Vena does, so we can lean on the enablement team for a lot of things to improve and growth or get the information necessary. So it's just something that I wanted to outline as additional thing that can help with alignment. Point number 10 would be really having fun together, celebrating wins. When I say fun, at Vena we are having discussions of maybe if we reach this revenue goal, a marketing team will do X, or the sales leader will do Y. Just making it kind of like entertaining to like go after the shared goals, but maybe kind of highlighting that a collaboration and fun, not forgetting the environment we're in, and that everything we're doing, and when we have the shared goals and interest in it, in the areas we're tackling, should be fun after all. Last portion that I wanted to share here, and it is not, it is a tip, but I call it a bonus tip that I wanted to share. It's really like something that's often companies or organizations forget, but when sales and SDR leaders or people are onboarded, that onboarding material, or when a person goes through that first or second week, in like really indulging or memorizing the content that's being shared, it's a lot of information in the get-go. So a lot of times we really forget that to continue that education for the new sales and SDR people that are being onboarded. So I can't really emphasize it hard enough. This is something that I'm currently trying to get in the habit of doing with our sales and SDR team, and also evaluating what information is being shared, because on the marketing side, at least, a lot of things change. The examples of inbounds coming in, are we currently reporting on MQL, or is it MQA, like marketing qualified account? And a lot of things that can impact this. So making sure that we really have the best material to onboard the sales leadership or sales team on is really important. So again, this is just some of the tips, but I really wanted to, for anyone who attends this session, come out with really practical things they can do today to get you started. I wanted to deviate from theory and content that you can find online in an effort to achieving my goal. If anyone who attended the session came out with like a few nuggets that they can leverage, that is a personal win for myself. So with that in mind, let's see, where can a person really start, right? That's the question that I often get from people. And here's how I really go about this process. When thinking about marketing as a general, again, I can speak for myself. I'm not that type of marketing that will stop at what I call here like MQL portion. In my previous role and current role, we have teammates responsible for marketing efforts, marketing and cross-functional leaning into sales, also 6 sales stages. And then how does that customer journey map, like emphasizing like the entire life cycle of what really can marketing team touch. So if you take that approach and you do not stop with that MQL, right, and you don't really have a clean handoff, if you really lean into sales and customer success, knowing what questions to ask is actually crucial. So I just wanted to kind of lean with that and share some of the, I guess, questions that I initiated and asked when attempting to align the teams. So with that, let me move further. One thing when identifying opportunity, how can this alignment work? And this is again really further away from like having the SAL and having the SDR playbook that's available for the team. This is more assuming that all these details is in place. Well, how do we really like align? One thing that can help you initiate this alignment is gaining really a full understanding of your sales and SDR organization or teams, in a sense that understanding on SDR team the KPIs, how are they compensated, what are their career paths. I really take all that information in consideration when collaborating with them. The same on the sales side, understanding routing, understanding the rules that go along with it, understanding the areas and markets, like from SMB new market, the structure, enterprise, and the structure of the entire team can really help tremendously here. Additionally, like stages, understanding each stage, and then really asking the questions in terms like your sales leadership, how to initiate the alignment. So let me share some of this, or at least how I go about this. So first thing first is like being curious and basically just like starting with questions. Some of the questions that I initiate are, what are the current pain points throughout sales funnel? How is SDR team prioritizing marketing inbounds? What's SDR's average time to first outreach? What percentage of sales is being disqualified? Those are some of the questions that can really give you the opportunities listed. And then based on answers, orchestrated marketing plays that can elevate pain points. How does that really look? I started with each question to answer here. So with the question, what are the current pain points throughout the sales funnel? Basically, let me just shuffle it here. When I pose that question to our sales team, some of the things that they identify are, let's say, velocity being an issue between stages 4 and 6, struggling with value and benefits stage 4, having a hiccup on a legal reviews, which was stage 6. Once I got that information, I basically like came up with solutions how we can solve for this. I dropped some of the examples, so I'm not going to be opening any of this. Feel free to leverage it in the presentation, but mainly for velocity and speeding up. If contract is illegal and sales is stuck, and they, besides just following up and calling, what else can we do to like enable them to, in a very nice way, follow up with the prospect? So we introduce a gifting as one of the options that can help us accelerate the deal. So for those deals stuck in between the stages, and let's say contract, we cannot get out of the legal, our sales reps are enabled to send a small gift as a token of appreciation, and kind of communicating and changing this psychology thing of we're so towards the finish line of this cycle, and enabling a prospect to kind of jumpstarting that relationship before they become a client. That is something that we leverage for as a part of the introduction or velocity between stages 4 and 6. Value and benefits. This is another thing that our sales team shared. Basically, on stage 4, a lot of our clients ask for reference calls. So imagine now really attempting to incorporate so many reference calls from our current clients and connecting with their current prospects just to hear from them. So one of the ways that people or companies are solving for it is creating that frequently asked question page. Let's say 20 questions often asked by prospects that it can even be written. Or another recommendation that I have is having basically videos of your customers touching on these frequently asked questions. This sometimes could be enough for sales team to surpass that validation and then not really leveraging customers at this point, this really frequently asked question page can be enough. So I just urge you to test it out and see if this is something that can work in your case. Lastly, legal review. Stage 6, I have an example of OpenSense where a lot of times at the end, security will come in the review. So they really leveraged or built a one page that answers all their security questions. So in that essence, that was sufficient enough for the sales to continue through the funnel instead of dealing with security reviews that can come into play towards the end of the cycle. Last question that I answer here is like, what's SDR's average time to first outreach? Really understanding like how's your team like responding to some of these inbounds. How are they prioritizing them? What's taking effect? Before even introducing a new channel, I really would like to urge you to seek this information to understand how is your SDR team operating. And once you understand that, then the opportunities will surface. So just something I wanted to share with the team, which really helped me kind of move forward. With that, again, kind of resurfacing everything we touched so far. Understanding business goals is super important when approaching alignment. Showing your work and master internal communications, showcasing, right? Like even small wins can really be super important when it comes to having this, what I call crawl, walk, and run approach to everything. So starting really small, building that story, walking, and then as you scale and you improve your programs, having an ability to run. This is just some of the examples I wanted to share with you. I said mid-sale acceleration program. That's that play we introduced between stages 4 and 6. Having like mini results that can kind of really kickstart your alignment. Having one play in place that's relatively easy, but allows you to kind of start building the story up and kind of getting sales a little bit like step by step more excited about the alignment and collaborations moving forward. It is important to like really think short-term and long-term alignment, starting with small wins, kind of pacing yourself, small wins, and then building the momentum up to those bigger ones that are more pressing and important for the organization. I hope that that really made sense, and I thank you for the opportunity really to listen to this. Again, for those interested, feel free to connect with me if there are additional questions. DM me directly on LinkedIn, or you can catch me at some of the communities listed on my profile, or catch me on some of the podcasts where I really passionately talk about marketing and sales alignment. That really sums it up. Again, thank you, and then I hope this was informative enough for you to take the learnings and improve your alignment in your org. Have a good one. Bye.